Each Torah portion has a complementary Haftarah, an additional reading from the Book of Prophets, which helps us to more deeply understand our sacred texts. Our Torah reading this morning told the story of a father and a child. Our Haftarah tells the story of a mother without a child. While Abraham's story was of one almost losing his son, Hannah's story is the one of her making her way to her son.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza v'divarechem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'nvinviei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Rosh Hashanah has many names. The one most important for our Haftarah this morning is Yom Harat Olam, the birthday of the world. Hara can mean pregnancy, conception, or gestation. Not birth itself, but the process which leads up to birth. Olam can mean world, but it really means eternity, from the root of hidden, or more precisely, the infinite that is hidden, that is beyond our limited perception. For today, this first day of our new year is pregnant with eternity, which begs the question, what is it that we want to bring into existence this year? When we sit again in these seats next year, what will we have created?
I'll tell you of Hannah. We hear her story every Rosh Hashanah. Hannah lived long ago with her husband Elkanah, but her womb was closed up. Hannah bore no children. So Elkanah married another named Peninnah, and Peninnah's womb was fruitful. She bore many sons. But Peninnah acted superior, and her pride was a thorn in Hannah's heart. Elkanah said to Hannah, "Why do you grieve? Don't you know? I would rather have you than 10 sons." But Hannah's tears would not be soothed.
In order to create, to gestate, to conceive anything, we must begin with emptiness. But there is something achingly lonely about that empty space. Hannah's empty womb was the source of her pain. Each month there was its own loss as she struggled to conceive. She could not see the potential, only what was missing. While her husband tried to fill that space, Hannah knew it was not enough to fill from beyond. It had to come from within. A new painting requires a blank canvas, a new book, blank pages. There is a quiet space that initiates any new motion or experience. Perhaps in that emptiness we can honor the still small voice that comes from within and beyond. That stillness is the origin of potential and infinite creativity. Hayom Harat Olam. In this moment, we honor the silence, the space, and even the emptiness, and we thank it for its infinite potential.
It came to pass when they went up to Shiloh, Hannah stood alone before God and poured out her heart. She begged God to open her womb and bless her with a child. She cried out with all her yearnings, and she promised if God lent her a son, she'd return the boy to God in sacred service. Then Eli the priest came upon her, and he was angry. He said, "Woman, for shame, do you come here now drunk?" She said, "No, my Lord, I am pouring my heart out to God." And he was chastened.
And from that emptiness, that silence, we begin hearing that still small voice growing louder in our ears and our hearts. It is the sound of our yearning, the deepest want from within our souls. Once we hear that sound, once we know what it is we truly need, we cannot unhear it. We cannot deny its existence. For yearning is not the same as wanting. We want with our hands, but we yearn with our hearts. Hannah yearned for a child, and her prayers were so loud and came from such a deep place inside her, they overflowed. Eli the priest took those words as drunken slurs, but in her yearning and with infinite patience, she explained that the intensity of her prayers only matched the intensity of her yearning. Hayom, Harat, Olam. On this day pregnant with possibility, we too can put voice to what it is we most want in this new year and in our lives, for all of us yearn. There are those of us in the sanctuary, like Hannah, who are yearning to hold a child in our arms. There are those of us who want to be free of physical pain and mental anguish. Someone here is praying for the resolution of a disagreement that has caused separation in an important relationship. All of us yearn to live in a more peaceful and less fractured world. May our yearnings come forth in a loud voice.
When Hannah went home, she was hopeful, and in the fullness of time she conceived a son. She named him Shmuel because she asked for him, and God heard her cry. When he was weaned, she took him to Shiloh. She said to Eli the priest, "You may not remember, but I was here before. I emptied myself in silent prayer, and God heard my cry and gave me this boy. Therefore I bring him to you, that he may spend his life in sacred service." And Eli and Hannah bound down together.
Our story concludes with the desire of Hannah's heart coming true. Hayom Harat Olam. What was first only a seed has now borne fruit. She gives birth to a son, Samuel, meaning God has answered. In the midst of her immense joy, her prayers have been transformed. Pregnant with eternity, what was merely physical desire now is morphed into a sense of spiritual gratitude. So too we may find ourselves holding what was once an empty cup, now full of blessing and potential, perhaps even overflowing. Dear God, this thing I have prayed for has come to be. I can't quite believe my eyes. I am so incredibly grateful for the answer to my soul's question. And the cycle begins again, birth making room for a new empty space where we can yearn again. Like the fullness of our year, the round challah we will eat, we know that life is a circle, from emptiness and yearning to fulfillment and gratitude, around, and we pray around again.
Hannah, named for Chen, grace in Hebrew, teaches that grace can come to us in seeing the possibility of miracles, in our courage to speak out, in our courage to be who we really are. May we be granted a year of pregnant possibility, the courage and insight to hear our yearnings, and the grace to be who we really are. Hayom Harat Olam.
May it be a year of birth and rebirth.
And in that merit, may the truth of our yearning strengthen us for a good and sweet new year.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העולמים, צדיק בכל הדורות. האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום הזיכרון הזה שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך על כל ישראל, ומקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון.